Okay, hello people of the internet. I just finished playing The Legend of Korra and I thought it was a good idea to give my full thoughts about the game and give the whole game a very holistic review in my eyes. And so I'm going to be giving you guys pros, cons, and also my favorite parts, and I'll be giving it 2 ratings. The realistic rating as a game, and then my biased rating as an avid Avatar fan, because I am crazy about this franchise. So let's get right to it. So first we have pros. Let's think about this. So being able to be in the Avatar universe again makes my heart feel extremely warm. I love it. Will always love it. I love the Avatar universe. But yeah, that is a very good pro to this game. Fighting. I did really like the fighting mechanics that the game had as far as Korra. Like being able to play as Korra and bend all 4 elements was really fun. And then I think the game did a good job of allowing you to learn new moves, because I don't think I fully showed this during my playthroughs, but when you level up, you can do different combos. So yeah, you'll have like, I'm just gonna put them on screen because I'm gonna look stupid if I'm gonna just be like X, 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 Y, Y, Y. You get the gist. Combos were really fun and enjoyable to play with, and like you feel that in the game. I think that's why I loved earthbending so much, is because destroying guys, it feels good. Our last pro is cool characters, and by cool characters I mean the antagonist. So I had a lot of problems with him personally. There's a lot we didn't know about him, and I was getting extremely frustrated as to why we were chasing this guy down all the way to the South Pole, and we didn't know who he was, what he did. But let me say, by the end of the game, I felt I was very much in awe, and I thought he was a cool character. I really thought he was a cool character. And this just leads me to the cons though, because I think that the main antagonist of this game had so much potential. He had so much potential, but the thing is that the storyline didn't pull through with that, and that's why I think I was getting really frustrated, is because you have this guy that is supposedly kind of part of the Red Lotus, and apparently is really old and is actually like immortal at this point, and you make him send triads and equalists after you like henchmen. Like, no. And I just can't make that connection between triads, equalists coming together to help this old guy just because he has money. And like he's just like bribed them into talking to them about it. Like, I think that's where the storyline fails a lot, is how you make that connection between those 3 groups. That's where I got really frustrated. And it's also with the storyline, like you needed more characters to kind of delve into the story. Honestly, all you have is Korra, Jinora, and then this bad guy. And Jinora's telling you things because she has all her spirity powers and things like that. And honestly, I love Jinora, but I don't think that was enough to delve into the main antagonist as a character, because he tells you a lot by the end of the game, and you're kind of just like shot with it, like pow, 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 pow. Where in my opinion, I think the game would have felt more full and very more put together if there was characters along the way that helped you learn those things about the antagonist, instead of him just being like, I'm a big bad guy and I'm a you know. I think that definitely would have been better. Let's keep on going with more cons. I did not like fighting general enemies like the equalists, because they just hopped everywhere. Like some of them just jumped everywhere, and combat didn't feel like it was me like, oh, I have to know when you're gonna hit me so I can block you. It more felt like I'm gonna just jump around and then I'm gonna hit you. Like I'm pressing 2 buttons and that's it. And that's because of the way the general enemies fought back with you, because they didn't hit you like that much, and there's always a lot of them. Like I would have rathered a smaller amount of enemies that were harder to actually battle. And I think that's also where the triads came in, but they were still not that hard to also kind of take out. Honestly, I died a lot in this game, but I don't think it was because of the enemies like being hard to kill. I think it was just because there was always a lot of enemies and they were just on you all the time. You don't really have the chance to like block. They're just constantly hitting you, and I don't think that's fun. Barrages of just constantly getting hit. No, stop it. Stop the camera right now. No. But yeah, so this leads me to the boss fights, where I literally couldn't see anything because you had these 2 giant spirits on your ass, like hovering over you like this, and you can't see, and it just makes it hard. So there's also design flaws in that. But I think that's all the cons that I had to talk about the game, and so we're gonna move on to my favorite parts. So things that I absolutely I love god tier about the game was certain pieces of dialogue, because it was just so fun to see the characters like talking about things that like from the show and like from how these characters interact. Like when Korra would say, "Oh, Milo would love this," that made my heart feel so full, because Korra's like a total big sister to those three airbender children. Yeah, that also goes on to the fact that the official voice actors for the show were voice acting this game, and I think that's also why a lot of my cons stem from some of the voice actors not being able to voice for the game. And I think that's also why we didn't get more supporting characters, is because they were not able to use their voices. But my favorite parts did include the original voice actors, because just hearing them, like, it just gets me right in the feels, puts me right back into like my 15-year-old self, watching Avatar in my room. God tier. And then my last favorite part about the game is definitely pro bending. I loved it. And honestly, like, I want a game where I could just say this, I kind of want just a pro bending game, or another game that has pro bending, because that's fun. Pro bending is fun. Like, honestly, the countdowns, the way you attack and you dodge and you counter, that is so much fun. That was so much fun to me. I honestly really enjoyed pro bending. I thought it was so fun. All of that were my pros, my cons, and my favorite parts. I'll add another con: the Naga runs. And it's not just, I don't think the Naga runs, why can I not say Naga runs? Okay, I don't think the Naga runs were bad. I was the bad one. It's not you, it's me. I sucked so bad at that. It made my soul hurt. That is another con, but that is not the game's fault. That's me. Yes, that's my fault. I am the con in this situation. End scene. Anyways, let's get to how I'm going to rate this. So, first, I think we are going to give off my biased rating. We are going to wait for the realistic rating. We're going to save that for last. But as my biased self that loves Avatar with all my heart, loves all the characters, loves everything about it, my biased rating of the Legend of Korra video game is a 6 out of 10. The only reason it's rated higher is because I love Korra and I love the universe too much to not rate it more than 5 out of 10. That's the only reason. Okay, that you've all seen my pros and my cons and my favorite parts, and you watched me play the game. So that is my reasoning for giving it a 6 out of 10. But let's get on to the real stuff. Drum roll, please. Okay, so the realistic rating of the Legend of Korra video game is a 4 out of 10. This game is not the best game, as I've said before, and honestly, I really enjoyed it because of the nostalgia and because of the last part of the game. The last part of the game blew me away, let me just say that. Loved it. I think that part is worth playing the whole game, and I wish I got more scenes like that. And so now that I gave it my ratings and everything, I just wanted to add a little bit more. We're gonna talk a little bit more here. This will be what I want to see more from. And like I just said, I loved the last chapter. I loved the end of the game. I want to see more of the antagonist. I wanted more of his story. My mind was blown at the last chapter. Just watch my last part. My mind was just gone. I wanted a whole backstory. I wanted a whole Naruto episode about the antagonist, more about his backstory. I wanted to like get into his little brain of his, and just watch, because his character, let me just say, his character design was god tier, and I mean design by like physical attributes. But yes, I want more of the antagonist. I want more. I wish I saw more of him, because oh man, I just can't stop thinking about that last scene, that last part of the game. It was crazy. That blew my mind apart. Yeah, that's honestly all I wanted to see more of. But yes, 4 out of 10 realistically, 6 out of 10 in my biased opinion. That is it. That is my rating. That is my review of the Legend of Korra video game. And if you liked it, please like the video. And if you did not like it, don't dislike the video, just leave. You don't have to dislike. There's only like 5 people that watch me, so there's no point, okay? Let me just say that. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.